how did Strauss analyze myths? So myths को समझने के लिए you need to understand language. Okay? The analysis of myth of Levi-Strauss was based on the linguistic analogy. What he says, both have lang. Lang means underlying rules. So the way structural linguistics emphasize that you don't focus on parole. He says that don't focus on what the content of the myths are. Focus on the underlying lang, how the arrangement of the subunits of myths take place. So for that, what he suggested, he says that every myth consists of smaller sub-elements that he called mythemes. So you take a myth, break down the myth into mythemes. Okay? And when you break down the myth into mythemes, then you arrange these mythemes. Okay? You arrange these mythemes into horizontal bars and vertical columns. In horizontal bars, you show chronology, and on the vertical columns, you show oppositions. Okay? So when you arrange these mythemes in this way, what you will find that the myths or mythemes, they are nothing but set of binary oppositions. So there you will find the binary oppositions. So what he says that every myth have binary opposites. And this binary opposite is nothing but the reflection of human thought process. That's the core idea that he had suggested. Okay? Done? That's how he explained. Now he explained it using the example of Oedipus myth. He had explained that using the myth of Asdival, Tsimshian community. He had also used some Native American myths, other Native American myths. So he had basically collected more than 600 myths and analyzed them, and then he says that see, every myth showcases the binary oppositions. Every myth showcases the binary oppositions, binary thinking of human. Okay. Now what we find, that why myths were created. By all societies. That is the fundamental question that we must ask. Right? Why myths were created by all societies. ये बड़ा beautiful explain करते हैं. What he says, that human mind think in binaries. Okay? And this binary thinking result in contradiction. Or you can say tensions. Okay? These tensions are resolved symbolically. They are resolved symbolically, not logically, by myths. They are resolved symbolically, not logically by myths. That means life versus death. Somebody died. Okay, so death and life, that basically that opposition creates some kind of tension in the mind. That tension has to be resolved. हाउ टू रिजोल्व द टेंशन? सो कोई लॉजिक इसको जस्टिफाई नहीं कर सकता, बट मीनिंग दिया जा सकता है डेथ को. दैट मीनिंग इज गिवन बाय मिथ. जो आया है वो जाएगा, आत्मा अमर है. So this meaning is given. So you need to understand that myths basically help in resolving the contradictions symbolically according to him. That's the core idea that you need to understand here. Now, he says that every myth, almost every myth, he says, have some mediators, some trickster figures. And these mediators are responsible for bridging the contradictions or tensions. ठीक है? Say he give the example of the this Hastinas, a bird of good omen in Asdival myth. Of Shimshian. So Hastinas was a bird. So bird basically is a mediator between the earth and the sky. अर्थ और स्काई दो अलग ऑपोजिशंस हो गए. इन दोनों के बीच में मीडिएट क्या कर रहा है? बर्ड कर रहा है. दोनों जगह जा सकता है, राइट? अब गुड और इविल, रूल और प्ले, इन दोनों के मीडिएट क्या कर रहा है? से जैसे लॉर्ड कृष्णा ले लें. लॉर्ड कृष्णा एक्ट एज ए मीडिएटर. एक तरफ रूल है, एक तरफ प्ले है ना? माखन चोर बोलते हैं, रण छोर बोलते हैं कि लड़ाई हो जाए तो रण छोड़ के नहीं भागना चाहिए. बट ही हेल्प इन ब्रिजिंग दैट कॉन्ट्राडिक्शन ऑल्सो, कि रण छोड़ना पड़ सकता है कभी कभार जीतने के लिए. तो ही इज बेसिकली अ मीडिएटर, राइट? सो दिस इज हाउ यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट हाउ ही वाज एनालाइजिंग द मिथ्स. सो दीज आर व्हाट? दीज आर आल्सो मीडिएटर्स, or you can say trickster figures. So you can say Lord Krishna can also be taken as that kind of trickster. So that's the beautiful way that he explained. So basically what are myths? Myths are nothing but they are the symbolic transformations of the societal structures. And societal structures are what? Societal structures are nothing but the reflection of mental thought, right? The reality that we see outside in the social relations, not the reality according to him. Reality according to him is the mental structure, okay? That you need to understand. This is the analysis of myths. ठीक है? So again criticism can be through Edmund Leach. ठीक है? What Leach says, Leach कहते हैं कि भाई ये क्या कह रहे हैं कि मिथ जो है वो अनकॉन्शियस के लेवल पे होते हैं, बट लोग कॉन्शियसली यूज करते हैं फॉर देयर पर्सनल गेन, राइट? दैट ही से व्हेन ही वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट द ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन ऑफ सोसाइटी फ्रॉम गुमलाव टू गुमसा. Okay, Gumlav to Gumsa and reverse. This oscillation that he saw in Kachin society. Gumlav is basically an egalitarian social order, and this is a hierarchical social order. Okay, that's how you can explain.